So would you look at the time? Looks like it's time for another Madden rebuild. Last time out, we did a Daniel Jones Giants rebuild. I do have to say, don't want to toot my own horn or anything, but that one went to perfection. And if you haven't watched it, that's as much as I'm going to spoil it up to this point. Now today, we're going to try and top that rebuild with a Dwayne Haskins Washington Redskins rebuild today. And try to rebuild this team, which admittedly is better than the Giants, but see if somehow we can still do the impossible and see if we can allow this rookie Dwayne Haskins to bring this team to its current state to a Super Bowl ring. Now, a little side note, it is that time of the year that YouTube likes to screw with some channels. Make sure you guys have notifications on. You click that little button, make sure you have notifications on, and make sure you have it set to all notifications, just not some. I don't know why it even gives you the opportunity not to have it set to all notifications, but if you do want to watch my videos, and I will be starting to do some giveaways over the summer where I pop some codes in the beginning of the video, and you do need to have notifications on for you to be able to win that code because people will have the code in like 30 seconds or so. So make sure you do have notifications on, because sometimes even if you think they're on, YouTube turns them off. It's a weird time of the year. So make sure, as a side note, you have your notifications on. Now on another side note, if you guys do enjoy these rebuilds, if we can smash 2,000 likes on this rebuild, I'll come out with what I know you guys want to see. Kyler Murray Arizona Cardinals rebuild this weekend, if we can smash 2,000 likes. But today's rebuild is going to go exactly the same as the Daniel Jones Giants rebuild. Going to rebuild this team in only one season. You see this wheel? We're going to spin it. It has 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 wins on the wheel. Whatever it lands on, that's our target for today's video. If we don't reach that target, have to go into Madden Ultimate Team. Go and buy Dwayne Haskins, I believe, 96 overall quarterback card. Buy it and list it back up for 100 coins, which basically helps out you guys. And all it does to me is make me waste like 150,000 coins. But with that, let's get right into it. Gonna spin this wheel, and we have to reach whatever win target, and we actually simply have 8. So unfortunately, last video it was 12 wins, and a spoiler alert, we did beat that. But you guys have to know how Madden franchise is. It's hit or miss. So we could probably build a better overall team than what we did last time in the Giants rebuild, and more than likely probably get less than 8 wins. So it's just, we're gonna have to wait and see, because this team is just not good. A 74 overall, Dwayne Haskins does come in at a 76 overall. Offensive line, I do have to say this team is a lot better than what the Giants were. I think the Giants were 71 overall, and we rebuilt them to, I think, an 85 overall. The wide receiver core, though, is going to have a lot of improvement. We do have Darius Geis and Bryce Love, but I think we might have to get somebody a little bit better, because we did have Saquon Barkley with the Giants. I mean, we have some decent targets. Offensive line is much better than the Giants, but it's still not that great. We definitely need to get some better targets for the young rookie quarterback, Dwayne Haskins. Now, the defense is also a little bit better. The linebacker core, especially the interior, needs to be upgraded. Defensive line, it's okay. It's just, at this point in time, an average team. But that's what I'm here for. That's what I play GM for in these videos. Because at the end of the day, when we rebuild all these teams, I'm going to have a nice little resume to send in the NFL. And maybe I'll be able to quit my job as a YouTuber and become an NFL GM. And one last note, one thing we did last video is we did go out and sign some of the available free agents because the Giants team was so bad. But we're not going to do that just yet. I'm going to wait until the end, and if I think the team needs a couple of upgrades, we might sign 1 or 2 free agents if we have enough cap space. But for now, we're just going to stick strictly with trading and trying to make this team as good as possible. So just like that, Alex Smith is gone, and we actually make a trade with the last team we did rebuild, the New York Giants. We get their interior guard, Kevin Zeitler, 88 overall for Alex Smith, who obviously is going to be injured this upcoming year, but maybe they wanted some more depth. I don't know. They accepted the trade. And our 65 overall receiver, Davis, Zeitler's going to come in, play left guard for us. And I think just like that, I think we're done with rebuilding our offensive line. And in a shocker, we also bring in another 2019 first-round draft pick, a top 10 pick, Ed Oliver, defensive tackle out of Houston from the Buffalo Bills. For AP, who we don't need because we have a couple of now healthy running backs in Darius Geis and Bryce Love. We might also be trading for a high overall one. Josh Doxson at wide receiver, who we are going to be improving. And one of our awful wide receivers for the young, talented defensive tackle, who hopefully will improve high into his 80s this year. Come on, Falcons. We needed the 4th overall pick. Ryan Anderson and Quentin Dunbar, 2 young bucks for Julio Jones. We need it big time, and it was accepted. Mr. Julio Jones, talk about adding a superstar wide receiver coming over from the Atlanta Falcons For our young outside linebacker, Ryan Anderson, who's really not going to play much behind veteran Ryan Kerrigan. Quentin Dunbar, which I really didn't want to part ways with, but he was the only way to make this deal work because we probably now need to get a couple of corners. But Quentin Dunbar and that first round draft pick, but that's our biggest position to need was wide receiver. Now I might add a couple more because if you give Dwayne Haskins some big targets to throw to, this could be a fun season. Don't freaking ever ask questions, boys. We bring in the veteran cornerback. I know he's not incredible, but since we just traded away our second best corner, bringing in veteran 79 overall Jimmy Smith to our team, to our secondary, having him and Josh Norman on the outside covering some folks. I mean, not the most talented in the world, some veterans though. They're gonna come together and lead this defense, and that's a huge acquisition, especially with what we had to trade away. We only had to trade away a 68 overall receiver and Piron, our third or fourth string running back. They're both 68 overalls. I'll gladly take Jimmy Smith. This is once again another hilarious trade. Case Keenum being shipped back to the Denver Broncos, one of the few teams that actually was interested in him. We bring in another veteran cornerback. If worse comes to worse, we just trade him away. But we have some decent depth now at corner. Kareem Jackson coming over from the Denver Broncos. We also had to throw in a 4th round draft pick, but I think that's actually a pretty valuable deal. Now, bro, this is a trade that came out of literally nowhere. Vernon Davis, Mason Foster, 2 veterans that weren't going to do much for us. We did have to trade away a 2nd round draft pick, but we bring in 90 overall right guard Shaq Mason from the New England Patriots in a deal that I didn't necessarily need another right guard, but we'll take him. We'll either shift him on somewhere to another position on the offensive line or trade him away, because having a 90 overall just to use wherever you want, whether it be a trade or just on the offensive line, is not a bad problem to have. So to Shazer Everett, a 2nd round draft pick from next year for a 2nd round draft pick from this year from the Cleveland Browns, and that trade was accepted. Now this is where things get interesting. Hop back in. In this trade, we're going to ship on. In this trade, once again with the Cleveland Browns, the 2nd round draft pick that we just got, we're going to trade away Morgan Moses, and we're also going to trade away one of the quarterbacks that we did get, which we pretty much traded away nothing for. We'll go with Kareem Jackson since he's worth more. Now back to the Cleveland Browns. We are going to be bringing in none other than 90 overall, 22-year-old superstar Myles Garrett. Welcome to the squad. How did this happen? I have no idea. Did we need a right end? No, we didn't. But once again, don't ask questions. When you have a player like Myles Garrett that you can add to the squad, you'll find a way to make him fit. Like, look at that. Actually freaking look at that. We're trying to get ourselves another target at wide receiver to pair up with Julio Jones, trying to get young Kenny Golladay from the Detroit Lions for Ioannidis. We no longer need to move Myles Garrett over to the left side. Our third string linebacker, Zach Vigil, and a 3rd round draft pick, which it wouldn't work, but I think I do have a 1st round draft pick from next year, which is pretty highly valued. So maybe we can also get like a 6th and 7th, just any little bit out to help this team submit this through, and it was accepted. I mean, I guess at the end of the day, why the heck not? We improve at the center position. Brandon Linder coming over from the Jacksonville Jaguars. Had to trade away our pretty decent free safety Apke. He's a rookie, 73 overall. Chris Thompson, who's not going to really play for us. We have 2 younger running backs. I was willing to trade him away. And a 3rd round draft pick from next year. So I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I have any idea what I'm doing. But what I do know is somehow I just traded away a 68 overall tight end Sprinkle and a 6th round draft pick for a 2nd round draft pick from the Saints. So I think that's pretty good value. So there we go. For some reason, the Dolphins valued Xavier Howard, an 80 overall, pretty young cornerback, at 1 star. So now we trade away who is now our backup center, formerly our starting center, Roulier, probably completely butchered his name, 74 overall, and a 5th round draft pick, and now we get like our 2nd and 3rd best corner. Well, I didn't expect that to happen. I didn't think it was going to be so simple. We traded away 2 of our young rookie offensive linemen that weren't going to play for us in this first year. I was trying to test the value, and just like that, I probably could have traded simply one of them away to bring in Aqib Talib, but I'll take as many high-rated corners as we can get. So we get another 1st round draft pick. Fabian Moreau, who is now our 5th corner, 71 overall, our 3rd round draft pick, and a 6th from this year for the Miami Dolphins 1st round draft pick. Wow. See, you don't know until you attempt it. T.Y. Hilton, I feel like we could have just got him for a 1st round draft pick and something else added. But at the end of the day, we get our 3rd solid wide receiver. And now Dwayne Haskins has a wide receiver core of Julio Jones, Kenny Galladay and T.Y. Hilton, so this man better put up some insane numbers. So guys, I've been scheming for the last 20 minutes on a huge, and I mean a huge trade that never in a million years did I expect to go down today. Once again, crazy things happen. It is not a position that we did need, but it doesn't matter if you need this position or not. It's a player that any team could use to bolster their front seven. But now what I have to do is find a way to make this work. I think the third is golden. So now, boys, are we actually going to be able to make this happen now? The player that we're going to try to get, never in a million years did I expect for this to happen. Let's go with the second and a third, and also Mr. Paul Richardson that we no longer need. Heading on to the Houston Texans, J.J. Watt. It's so close! Now, I know this sucks. Harmon, a young wide receiver, a rookie, 73 overall. Now, I think this should be golden. Imagine a front seven of Daron Payne, of Ed Oliver, J.J. Watt, and Myles Garrett. Unbelievable. Submitted through. It was accepted. Let's welcome J.J. Watt to the Washington Redskins. What a freaking front seven we do have now. Now, the last trade I think we're going to be able to complete is we have to find some way, somehow. We have no more draft picks, but we have got to get a free safety. I'll take it. Trade away our 68 overall backup free safety for a second round draft pick that could end up being helpful. I think we might have the last piece of the puzzle. We get the first round draft pick from the Green Bay Packers for Dion Hamilton, a nice young backup middle linebacker, but I think we're going to have to sign one out of free agency anyway, and our fifth string cornerback Strowman for that first round draft pick. Now, we've got to get a free safety and we should be done. Look at this, dude. Just actually look at this. Jonathan Allen, one of the best young DNs in the league, and a first round draft pick and second round draft pick. This is how I'm struggling right now. For Earl Thomas, I need probably 15 more Jonathan Allens and about 15 more first round draft picks. Trying to do a little bit more magic. An outside linebacker, 67 overall, second round draft pick, and a 66 overall wide receiver for the Colts first round draft pick. So we trade our 67 overall tight end for a third round draft pick from the Saints. I might be able to work this magic. I'm not sure if this is gonna be enough, dudes. We had to trade up to the 11th overall draft pick. Trying to get the first or top 10, there was no way. We had to trade away the first that we had, the 31st overall pick, the third, and a 67 overall corner for the 11th overall draft pick from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is basically my last possible shot to make this deal work, dudes. Been trying, this deal's been like 30 minutes in the works. It's the last bit of value. We do have to trade away the 11th overall pick, the 17th, and our backup left in now, Jonathan Allen, to the Tennessee Titans for one of their highest overall players, Kevin Byard, 25 years of age. And thank the Lord, if that didn't work, I don't think there's anything else I could have done. But I've completely drained this team of its assets, but it was worth it. We bring in one of the best young free safeties in the league, Kevin Byard, to the squad to fill our biggest position of need. And like that, boys, this rebuild is pretty much done. We do need to sign some players out of free agency, but this team is now better than what we did last rebuild, up to an 86 overall, a 93 offense, an 85 defense. But I do know we need to go and sign some backups at a couple of positions, namely tight end. We need a decent backup tight end. We'll go, I don't want to do Julius Thomas. I'm going to go with Brent Selleck. He's a little bit older. We know bringing some veterans to the squad could help out the young guys such as Dwayne Haskins, a Montez Sweat. For the heck of it, why not sign a third one, another veteran, Jermaine Gresham, in case we get some injuries. Next, I do know we need a third D tackle, so Cedric Thornton, let's welcome you to the squad. Adding veteran presences everywhere. I do know the other big position we do need is a backup middle linebacker. Why not? Why not sign the veteran himself, Navarro Bowman, bring him a Super Bowl ring, add him to the squad. Might as well get a third one too. David Harris to sign all the old players in the league. We still have $11 million left in cap room. And last but not least, we do need a backup free safety. And that will be Mr. Trey Boston. Add him to the squad. And just like that, boys, rebuild complete. But the question is, how good is this team actually going to perform? Let's reorder the depth chart. Still at 86 overall, 93 offense, 85 defense. We didn't get a star running back, but I'm banking on Darius Geis or Bryce Love improving a lot this season. Same thing with Dwayne Haskins. I need him to have an incredible season. Julio Jones, T.Y. Hilton, Kenny Galladay, a great trio at the wide receiver position. This O-line is spectacular. Obviously, tight end core is pretty decent with Jordan Reed leading the attack and with the backups we just did sign. Linebacker core is pretty solid. Secondary is incredible. Kevin Byard, Landon Collins, Josh Norman, Aqib Talib, Xavier Howard. D-line is spectacular. Some veterans alongside this defense, but that defensive line, man, J.J. Watt, Ed Oliver, Deron Payne, and Myles Garrett. This team, this could go so good or it could go so bad, but at the end of the day, at least the minimum target is 8 wins, but still at the same time, I want to win the Super Bowl. So for whatever reason, people just like to speculate and not believe that things actually went well. So I'll show you this time, no forced wins in this video. I've never done that because it's not that serious, but at the same time, I do want it to be an enjoyable video, but I wouldn't do that. At the end of the day, it's not that serious, but we are aiming for at least 8 wins, but I want to top last rebuild. I want to at least get a first round bye. And as we skip ahead to the playoffs, I want you guys to let me know in the comment section below with no cheating. Let me know how many wins you think this team is going to get. And also, while you have a few seconds, I want you to let me know what rebuild you want me to do next. I'm thinking about doing the Kyler Murray Arizona Cardinals rebuild this weekend if this video does get 2,000 likes. But that's up to you guys in the comments. But let's look at a first round bye, please. And of course we did get a first round bye, boys. This time around, hopefully we did better than 13-3. I want to top last rebuild, but this team looks incredible, bro. Up to an 88 overall. Dwayne Haskins with 5 development points to use. Shaq Mason with 1 as well. Darius Geis up to an 85 overall. Julio Jones up to a 99. On defense, boys, we had a ton of players ball out. Landon Collins up to a 91. Ed Oliver up to an 85 with 2 points to develop. Myles Garrett up to a 94. Kevin Byard almost to a 90. Montez Sweat didn't develop as much as I wanted to, but he still obviously was a part of a really good team. We're up to an 88 overall, 95 offense, 87 defense. But the question is, how many wins did we get? We went 15-1. At the end of the day, at least we know what we're doing around here, boys. This team is incredible, and we're looking for another Super Bowl run today. Checking out these final stats. This offense, best offense in the NFL, and defensively, we had the 3rd best defense in the NFL. Dwayne Haskins looked like he came so close to having back-to-back rookies as the NFL MVP. He came in 2nd. Zeke won it. Freaking Zeke, dude. Jimmy G, that's a shocker, came in 5th. Le'Veon Bell and the Jets came in 7th. He had to have won. Offensive Rookie of the Year. And Lamar Jackson won in the AFC, but of course he did. 39 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 4,600 yards as a rookie. Darius Geis, 17 touchdowns on the ground. How did he not come in the top 10 of the MVP race? Bryce Love, the rookie, also put in some work. Receiving yard-wise, Julio Jones balled out 1,100 yards, 6 touchdowns. Kenny Galladay with 10 led the team. And defensively, Reuben Foster with 109 total tackles. We did have J.J. Watt with 15 sacks, Ryan Kerrigan with 10, and the rookie Ed Oliver with 10 as well. It's all about now winning that Super Bowl. Going 15-1, we had to have had the best record in the NFL, right? And yes, we did. Big time. Steelers came in 2nd. I don't know how 11-5 is better than 14-2. I really have no idea. That's actually really weird. As we advance to the next week, the players will get their upgrades. And now we're up to an 89 overall, 97 offense, 89 defense. Dwayne Haskins up to an 87 overall as a rookie. And Ed Oliver up to an 88 overall as a rookie. This team's ready to ball out. 10-6, Dallas Cowboys at home. No way we dropped this game. I had a feeling. I had a freaking feeling.